Well, good day, folks. Thought it was prudent to make a video like this. I was just listening to a podcast while I'm driving around. I'm just on my way to the factory. And I got thinking about technology and how we are anti-tech. There's no automated system. There's no AI. You know, like when you call the number, you just get me on the phone, right? Like we're as simple as we can possibly be. We build your Highland Outbuildings in a facility that is not even tied to the grid with, you know, reasonably modern but like very traditional manufacturing techniques. We use DeWalt tools like everybody else does, but you know, there's no super high tech involvement in your buildings. And you know, it's middle of 2024. We're getting into a spot now where it's crazy to me how ubiquitous it's come to use the word tech or technology in doing and buying almost anything these days. And I'm like a simple guy. We subscribe to the keep it simple, stupid philosophy over here at Highland Outbuildings. If you're interested in one, you can check out our website at highlandoutbuildings.com. It's really simple. It's got lots of information in it. It's got some great pictures. It gives you an idea of what we can accomplish as a business. But it's not super tech forward, nor will it ever be. You know, I had some guys reach out to me who wanted to do a 3D rendering program and charge me $1,000 a month to do that. We're not going to do that. Just call me up. We're going to make a sketch for your building. You're going to say, I love the Bancroft style or the Algonquin or the Simcoe or whatever great idea you have. But there's not like infinite options when it comes to stuff like that. So that sort of technology doesn't really help us. You know, we really only use like 3 kinds of windows. Right? We keep it really simple because that's the right way to do it. We can buy products like that at scale, save you money, and keep the price down, and we stock them in order to be able to do things quickly. Right? So we're kind of anti-tech. I mean, I'm not the world's greatest IT guy. I had the worst time this weekend trying to help my son figure something out that was beyond me from a tech perspective. We eventually got it figured out, but like I feel like it's so old school. You know, call me on the phone. Let's have a 20-minute, half an hour, hour-long conversation about what your goals are. Right? When I ask everybody, like, what's your plan? What's the use case for the building? I'm super transparent, and I feel like I sometimes like download too much information onto people, but we want them to know that it matters to us. It's a significant investment, and we're going to make sure that we're doing the right thing as far as pricing the building effectively, putting things into it. And what I tell everybody is like, make me 2 different lists. Make me a wish list and a list that you're prepared to make some compromises with, and that's what your building's going to look like. The budget will throw it one way or the other. If we can hit everything on your wish list, then the budget isn't a concern. If you want to make some compromises or need to make some compromises, then the budget's going to push it into the side of the compromise thing. Maybe you don't need us to put the floor in for you, and you can just do that on your own and pop into the Home Depot or the Home Hardware or whatever and do that bit of work yourself. But those conversations come up because of the intentional simplicity of our business. You know, I've never been one to adopt the latest tech other than a gadget or something like that, but as like a business practice, we are super old school. We're like gonna stay old school. We believe that we should do things as simple as possible. And by the way, the gentlemen that are building your Highland Outbuilding are Mennonites, right? So they're like old school, although you know, some modern conveniences. But for example, they don't drive cars. That's why it's hard for us to do on-site builds for everybody here in Ontario. and they're not tied to the power grid. So they create their own power, but they are not, tied in a traditional sense to the grid. They're old school. I love that, right? So their attention is focused completely on building really good quality buildings to a very high standard at a really good value. So I just thought it was worthwhile to say this stuff out loud. I'm going to go back to this podcast, and I'm kind of nodding and shaking my head at a lot of things. And apologize for the glare on my phone. I got some cracks in the cover, but just know that, like, we love talking to you. More important than a phone conversation is sometimes come visit with me, come see me in Angus. Let's sit down and spend an hour and build some rapport so I can really understand what you're looking for. This isn't a car dealership where we have like tons of inventory around, because there's no point in us doing that. Every build ends up being custom, so we don't have a lot of inventory. We build every building exactly the way that you want it, right? And that comes through a long conversation, maybe multiple conversations, maybe a number of different emails and text messages and whatever. We do use that tech. That tech makes sense to me. But you're not going to see robots making your building. They can't do it. And we're not going to use AI to design this thing for you, because to me, there's no authenticity to that. It's fake, right? So in our little world over here making Highland Outbuildings, we're pretty simple. We're pretty low tech, and we're going to stay that way. So y'all have a great day. I'm just heading over to the factory to have a chat with the boys. We got lots going on. My apologies for the lack of content lately, but we're midsummer. There's either lots going on with delivering buildings, putting stuff into place, or spending some time with family. This is really the month of August is when we get a chance to do that. So we'll see y'all real soon with the next deliveries. And check out HighlandOutbuildings.com, or call me anytime. Low tech, 705-309-9088. Cheers.